Hello, everybody. What a great group of people over there. Thank you very much. It's a real honor. You tell me whenever you're ready, I'm ready. You ready? Well, I'm thrilled to be on line with heroic members of the United States military, incredible people. I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. We're going to have a great year. We have a year coming up. The foundations are ready for one of the best years we've ever had. We have with us 6 units deployed all across the world, representing every branch of the armed forces. Many of you are very far from home, but today we hope you know that millions of American families are praying in gratitude for the sacrifices you make and the incredible, absolutely incredible job you do. As president, I want to personally express my profound thanks to each and every one of you for your devoted service to our nation. Our nation is doing very well. It's the highest honor of my life to serve as your commander-in-chief. Representing the Army today, I want to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Timothy Redhair and the United States Army 36th Infantry Division. Tremendous people. From your base in Kuwait, you support our fight against radical Islamic terrorism and help combat Iranian aggression. We salute you. Thank you very much. And you'll say perhaps a few words in a little while. We appreciate it very much, Timothy. From the Marines, we have Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force based in Kuwait, which conducts crisis response throughout the Middle East. Colonel Andrew Pridey, your warriors bring the fight straight to the enemy so that American families can sleep soundly at home. We've been building up our military. We spent $2.5 trillion in the last 3.5 years, and we've never had anything like it in terms of equipment and all of the elements that we put together. The Space Force, we're very proud of, brand new. Nobody thought that could happen. So we spent $2.5 trillion, all new tanks and missiles and rockets, and everything is tippy-top. Nobody thought we could ever get there. We've done it quickly. Most of the equipment is there. Much of it is there. Most of it's coming. The rest of it's coming in over the next, I would say, 6 months to 12 months. All made in the USA, which is very good. But every American owes you a debt of thanks, and we appreciate it. Also with us are men and women of the U.S. Navy aboard the USS Winston Churchill. It's a beauty. Led by Commander Timothy Shanley. You're deployed in the Red Sea, where you deter terrorists, defend freedom of navigation, and escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Your magnificent ship is a powerful symbol of peace through strength. And that's what we have now, is peace through strength. You look at what's going on. No wars. They're saying, wow, the president, 4 years, no wars. We stopped wars, and we won, as you know, 100% of the ISIS caliphate in Syria, Iraq. We've done a job. Welcome as well to everyone at Ali Al Salam Air Base in Kuwait, including Major Tommy Rutherford and the 386 Expeditionary Logistics Readiness Squadron. Thank you very much, Tommy. Your mission: support our soldiers on the ground and deliver precious cargo where it needs to go, including transporting 18 tons of medical equipment during the China virus pandemic. Keep up the outstanding work. Great job you've done. I hear all about it. It's amazing work you do. From the United States Space, and this is a very important thing to me, the Space Force, because it's 75 years since the Air Force. This is the first one, new branch. The United States Space Force, we're joined by Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer and the 11th Space Warning Squadron. That sounds great. At Buckley Air Force Base in Colorado. You keep watch around the world to detect missile launches, space launches, and nuclear detonations while providing critical intelligence. All of you are pioneers in the newest branch of our armed forces. And again, it's very special to me, that new branch, because that was something that I felt was necessary. And I never said it during a campaign. I said it after I became president. I saw what was happening with China and Russia and others. and it's really something, so we're very proud of it. Finally, we have with us members of the U.S. Coast Guard, Port Security Unit 308 under Captain Gennaro Rocco. You're joined with us from Guantanamo Bay, where you secure our coastal waters, combat drug traffickers, escort vessels, and protect our forces in the region. On American shores and beyond, the Coast Guard has always made America proud. I want to tell you, I was here 2 years ago in Texas. You saved thousands and thousands of people. That was incredible, the job the Coast Guard has done. And now we have all new ships coming to the Coast Guard. You had old ships, and they were as good as they could be, but they were very old. And now you have brand new Coast Guard ships, and it's my honor to have gotten them for you. Today, I send you the love, gratitude, respect, and prayers of our entire nation. Once again, I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. You're doing an incredible job, and your country is doing well. We just set a record in the stock market, over 30,000 in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Over 30,000, think of that. Nobody ever thought we were gonna hit that. During a pandemic, the whole world is suffering this tremendous pandemic, not just us, the world. And you wouldn't know that to listen to the news reports, but the whole world is suffering, and we are rounding the curve. The vaccines are being delivered literally. It'll start next week and the week after, and it'll hit the frontline workers and seniors and doctors, nurses, a lot of people gonna start, and we're going very quickly. 2 companies already announced, a 3rd one coming up, and a 4th and 5th one coming up soon also. So it's, some people have called it really a miracle. It could have taken 4 or 5 years to do this. Normally it probably would have taken 4 or 5 years, just getting it through the FDA. We pushed it very hard. But I want to thank you all. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And maybe if we could start, anybody would like to raise their hand, go ahead. We'll start with you.
Sir, good evening, Mr. President. On behalf of Task Force Party, for this team and the General Hamilton, and Attorney General Miller, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you for speaking with all of us, and happy Thanksgiving evening as well.
Thank you very much.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go ahead, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please. Please.
I was just going to come up with a time some of the folks sit around me and they're very late. Special dreams, my rights, from Factba.se, Louisiana, PhD expert in mining from Houston, Texas. Again, one of those important people is the Factba.se manufacturer of mining, and then I've got specialist car and specialist in the soldiers do an outstanding job, sir.
That's fantastic. And how is Kuwait doing?
It's doing well, sir. It's doing quite well. We just recently got here. We're looking forward to continuing our mission.
That's great. Well, you're doing a fantastic job, and we appreciate it. And thank you very much, Colonel. Tremendous to be with you. Happy Thanksgiving. Say hello and a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And we'll see you soon. Thank you for the job you do.
Excellent.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Colonel, go ahead, please. Marine Corps. Thank you. Andrew, go ahead, please, if you're ready. Does he hear me? Maybe not. Oh, there he is. Is that Andrew? Marine Corps?
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Happy Thanksgiving. As you said, Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force deployed here from, I've been here since May and in February. We have Marines in 9 countries. Obviously, very responsibility here at CENTCOM, and it's truly an honor to serve. And I really want to take a quick moment to recognize Sergeant Romero Vasquez, who's sitting to my left. He's from Los Angeles, California, and a great Marine serving here in Baghdad.
Sergeant, go ahead, please.
Thank you. It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. Just talking to you in person, it's a really great honor, and it's a great place here in Kuwait. You know, I love what I do. I love serving my country.
Thank you very much. Great job. We appreciate it very much. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and good luck with everything. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Navy. Tim, go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Mr. President. This is Commander Tim Shanley, CO of the USS Winston S. Churchill, currently patrolling the waters of the Middle East. On behalf of the 352 sailors that are assigned to our ship, I'd like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, sir. We've been underway since this, we deployed earlier this summer, and we got underway. We've traveled over 30,000 miles so far through the Atlantic, the Mediterranean, Red Sea, all the way to the Arabian Gulf and back. So we've sustained some solid operations out here, conducting escort operations, overwatch, counter piracy, counter illicit trafficking. And one of the things I wanted to highlight, sir, was the visit board search and seizure team that's right behind me. We got Lieutenant J.G. Harris, OS2 Robinson, GM2 Larkin, GM2 Cyprian, GM2 Medina, ICC Cordell, and we have RS3 Coleman. Directly to my right is my executive officer, Commander Brian Anthony, and to my left is Command Master Chief Juan Navarro. It's our honor to be on this VTC, sir. I wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and it's great to be here, sir.
Well, I want to thank you very much. Is that the engines I hear behind you? That sounds like a powerful group. It sounds like waves crashing into the ship, but it's a beautiful sound. That's a beautiful sound. Are you enjoying what you're doing, Tim?
Absolutely. Yes, sir, Mr. President. It's so fulfilling being out here. I have, people say other things are America's team, but I am in command of America's team out here, sir.
Yeah, it's great. And your equipment is getting newer and newer, better and better. We're building a lot of ships right now, as you know. And you'll have them very soon. And I just want to congratulate you, everybody, but I want to congratulate you. Great job with the Navy. We appreciate it very much, Tim. Thank you. So the Air Force. We'll do the Air Force, please. Please. Tommy.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Hi.
It's truly an honor to be this afternoon. I was glad to hear you knew so much about our unit, so I won't talk too much about us. But I will tell you that also in this room today, we were able to invite one of our sister units here, which is the VA6 Expeditionary Security Forces. So we got some folks here that represent 240 defenders here on the ground that protect 100 joint coalition and contractor personnel here in Kuwait. Also super proud to be able to obviously represent American interests out here, and super excited to talk to you today as well. Two folks I wanted to highlight who could not be here with us today. These two units lost individuals during this rotation, which was Sergeant Ouellette and Senior Airman Fan. Great Americans, one from each of the units that's represented here, and your conversation with us is a great morale boost, so much appreciated for you doing that, sir.
Well, I appreciate it. I love doing it, actually, and I'm very proud of it because we've spent so much. You know, when we took over, our military was very depleted. You know that very well. You know it probably better than most with the Air Force because the planes were old, they were tired, and now you have all brand new F-35s coming and others. And your tankers, your bombers, the whole thing, they're all coming. Hopefully we never have to use it for war, but we're better prepared than we ever have been. When I came in 4 years ago, hard to believe, almost 4 years ago, we were in sad shape, and now we're in phenomenal shape. Have you seen the difference in the equipment over the last couple of years?
Absolutely, sir. Definitely.
Yeah. We went from old planes to brand new planes, from planes that were very visible to stealth, where you can't see them. Stealth helps. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir. If you can't see it, you can't hear it.
It's very, I don't know much about what you do, but I know if you can't see it, I like it better. Anyway, thank you very much. And Tommy, thank you for doing a great job. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. So now we're going to a special place in my heart, Space Force, because nobody even thought about Space Force. And I looked at it and I said, we're going to have to come up, we're going to have to do something, because I looked at what China was doing and Russia was doing, and others are thinking about doing. And I want to just thank you very much. Is Matt there? Matt?
Mr. President, good afternoon and happy Thanksgiving. This is Lieutenant Colonel Matt Lohmeyer, commander of the 11th Space Warning Squadron. You can't see everyone in the room, but we've got a number of others here. Grateful for the opportunity to wish you and the First Lady a happy Thanksgiving. And also want to thank you. You've already said what we do, which is provide strategic and theater missile warning for the nation and our allies. But want to thank you personally for your advocacy for an independent Space Force, so that could become a reality while we serve. We're very grateful for that. We're making great progress that I don't think we were able to necessarily make while we belonged to the Air Force. But having our own independent service we've made great progress already in the first year. So thank you for your advocacy for that. And on behalf of all of the missile warning operators here at the 11th Space Warning Squadron, we say happy Thanksgiving.
That's good. Thank you very much, and you too. And I know the coordination with you and Air Force has been stellar. You're getting along great, and you're doing well together. And it really does work well together, but I thought that you should have separate. And as years go by and as decades go by, people will see the importance of Space Force. There's no question about it. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Coast Guard, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I just want you and the First Lady and your entire family happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're able to spend some quality time with them today and enjoy one another's company. I just want to highlight a situation we went through during our pre-deployment workups in Mississippi, where we experienced a little outbreak of the coronavirus right around the 4th of July timeframe. You know, we had a healthy respect for the virus and how it could affect our ability to train and meet our operational commitments. But as a unit, we had a greater confidence in the patriotism and professionalism of the wardroom, chief's mess, and crew of PSU 308 right behind me, sir. We were steadfast in our resolve to meet our operational commitments and relieve our sister unit on time and as scheduled, sir. We did not back down, but rather we did not let fear or uncertainty dictate our actions. Mr. President, the men and women of PSU 308 are proud and honored to stand to watch this Thanksgiving in defense of our freedoms. From our unit, I want to wish you and the rest of the Trump family a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, safe and prosperous New Year. Keep hitting them straight on the golf course, Mr. President, and Semper Paras.
Straight and long. That's right. Thank you very much. That's great. That's really great. What, you're a golfer? Do you play golf? You love it, right? That's good. It's pretty good. Thank you very much. The only form of exercise. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And really, everybody, just congratulations. And, you know, I have to say, on the Army, we just made a tremendous purchase of equipment, as you know. I think Tim probably saw that, and you have a lot of equipment coming into the Army. In particular, we really went for top of the line, Tim. I guess you saw that, and you see it pouring in, and that's good. So it's an honor. We want to thank you very much, Tim. And thank you. I will say this, the Coast Guard, nothing and no stock has gone up higher than Coast Guard, the stock in the Coast Guard, the reputation of the Coast Guard, the job you've done on the hurricanes. And I think people didn't appreciate it as much as they do now, I can tell you that. It's gone very high. What you've done in Texas and in Florida in particular, in Puerto Rico, the job you did in Puerto Rico, and you go out there in those monster waves that are dangerous as can be, even with the new boats and the new ships. Then nothing's meant for the kind of waves we saw, especially in Texas. And you went out there and you did your job and you saved thousands of lives, as I said. And I'm very proud of the Coast Guard. So I want to really call it out. Thank you very much. Very proud of you. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great Thanksgiving and don't eat too much turkey. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanksgiving.
Mr. President, do you have any big plans for your last Thanksgiving at the White House?
Well, we don't know what is last. If you look at what's going on, you have to really take a look at what's going on. They're finding tremendous discrepancies in the votes, and nobody believes those numbers. Those numbers are incorrect numbers. A lot of numbers have already been reported that's incorrect. You're going to see things happening over the next week or two that are going to be shocking to people. If you look at the numbers in Michigan, if you look at the numbers in Pennsylvania, if you look at fraudulent voting and fraudulent votes. So I can't say what's first and what's last in terms of, is this the last one or is this the first one of a second term? We'll see what happens. Nobody wants to see the kind of fraud that this election has really come to represent. We are looking at things that are so bad in Georgia. They don't want to show us signatures. The reason they don't want to show us signatures is very simple, because we will find thousands and thousands. It's a very close race. It's hair thin. But we'll find thousands and thousands of discrepancies, fraud. Why they aren't wanting to show those signatures is amazing. They're doing recounts, and even in the recount, they found thousands of votes that were off. But now we want to look at the signatures, and you will find tens of thousands of false ballots, forged ballots. You'll see it all over. You're going to see a lot of it. And you go to Pennsylvania. You saw the meeting we had yesterday with Pennsylvania. You saw people come up, they went to vote, and they said, no, you can't vote. Somebody else already sent in a ballot, and a woman. But this is happening tens of thousands of times. I think it was 600 and some odd thousand, 687,000 fraudulent votes cast in Pennsylvania. And I will tell you, if you look at the State House now, the Republican State House, they're starting to see what's going on there. But they've really known it for a long time. Then you go to Michigan, and you look at what happened in Wayne County in Detroit. I went through a list. I went almost every county, and you see it, almost every, by 78%, 72%, 68%, going through the list. Then you get to Wayne, and something happened. Tremendous numbers. You saw the canvassers. They refused to sign their document because they said, we can't sign a fraudulent document. Horrible things went on. That's in Wayne County, Detroit. But you look at the votes that were just tabulated, and they were left today. Look at all the counties. I won almost all of them, except Detroit was so egregious. It was phony. Look at what's going on in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, they're finding tremendous discrepancy. You just take a look at that. Tremendous discrepancy. And elsewhere. So we're going to see what happens. But you can't have somebody assume office and already they want to get rid of America first. I mean, they want to get rid of America first. They don't want America first. You know why? Because China doesn't want it. China expressed their wish, please get rid of America first. And the Biden administration said, oh, that's okay, we'll get rid of America first. No, we don't want to get rid of America first. We want to put America first. And other countries should put themselves first, too, and I tell them that all the time. But we don't want to get rid of it. So I don't know what is going to happen. I know one thing, Joe Biden did not get 80 million votes. And I got 74 million, but there were many ballots thrown away, so I got much more than that. But I got 74 million. 74 million is 11 million more than I got last time. It's millions more than Ronald Reagan got when he won all. He won 49 states, I guess. He won 49 states, yes. And it's millions more than Hillary Clinton got. Joe Biden did not get, and by the way, Joe Biden did not beat Barack Obama with the black vote. Didn't beat him, okay? But they have him as beating him. And if you look at the numbers are false. The numbers are corrupt. It was a rigged election, 100%. And people know it. That's why you have people marching all over the United States right now. They know it was a rigged election. And look at what's happening in Georgia. A lot of things are being found in Georgia. And they are absolutely against showing. I mean, it's a sad thing. They don't want to show signatures. It can be solved if you show signatures. But you're going to find out the people that signed aren't the people that are supposed to be signing. You're going to find that the people that signed those envelopes, they didn't do the ballots, envelopes. And then somebody said maybe the envelopes were thrown out. There's tremendous fraud here. If you look at, wait just one second, if you look at 10 o'clock in the evening, you saw what happened. Then you had these massive dumps. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. You have Dominion, which is very, very suspect to start off with. Nobody knows the ownership. People say the votes are counted in foreign countries. No, and much worse than that, by the way, with Dominion. So, Dominion is also partially based in Canada, but it's based in other countries too. Nobody knows where the votes, but Canada refuses to use Dominion. Canada uses paper ballots. So think of it, they're based in Canada, and Canada refuses to use them. They're smart. They use paper ballots because paper ballots are the only thing, frankly, the only thing that really you're going to get an accurate tab on, because those machines are fixed, they're rigged. You can press Trump and the vote goes to Biden. All you have to do is play with a chip. And it's down, it's shown all the time. All you have to do is play with a chip. And they played with a chip, especially in Wayne County, in Detroit. You take a look. In Philadelphia, you take a look. We've had excellent meetings with senators from Pennsylvania, Republican senators and others. And they're seeing things, they knew it was dishonest, but they didn't know it was this dishonest. No, and you'll see it all. You'll see it all. So we'll see. Speaking of Georgia, I'll be going there. I spoke with the two great senators. They're great senators, Kelly and David. I'll probably be going on Saturday. We're looking for a site. We're going to have a tremendous turnout, and we seem to always have a good turnout. The people are very disappointed that we were robbed. We were robbed. I won that by hundreds of thousands of votes. Everybody knows it. You go down the streets, there are Trump-Pence signs all over the place, and we won that by hundreds of thousands, Georgia. So they're disappointed. I don't want them to be disappointed. That'll solve itself. We're finding the votes. Once we get to the signatures, we'll take over 100%. Once we get to signature 100%, we will take over Georgia, and we will get Georgia. But they have to show us the signatures. Stacey Abrams pulled the wool over the Secretary of State. I don't know who he is, but the Secretary of State.
He said he donated to you.
It doesn't matter. I mean, he says that too, but I don't know him. I never met him. I have no idea who he is. All I know is that's the ultimate. I donated to Trump. I respect Trump. I love Trump. I think Trump is great. By the way, we're giving nothing. This guy got played like I've never seen anybody played. Tell him if he donated to Trump, if he likes Trump, let us see the signatures. Why is he not letting us see? There's only one reason you can't see the signatures. That's because there's fraud all over the place. And even without looking at signatures, as you know, we found thousands of wrong votes. And by the way, always against me. It was not like 50-50. It was always against me. The other thing, take a look at Michigan. Take a look at what they did with respect to counties. Every county, 78%, 72%, 76%, 59%, the whole thing, one after another after another. And then you get to Detroit, and it's like more votes than people. Dead people voting all over the place. But anyway, going back to Georgia just for a second. So I'll be going there on Saturday night, and maybe I'll go twice. It's very important that we win those races. These are two great people. I know them both very well. They're both great people, and I think the two people, I beat the one gentleman. He ran against a congressional candidate who was an excellent person, frankly, and he didn't even live in the right community, and that's how we won. So now I have to beat him again. He lost as a congressman. He was going for Congress, as you remember, and now against Karen, and now he's running against David. He doesn't deserve to be there. He's a lightweight. And the other one is either a communist or a socialist. I can't figure that one out yet. But he's either a communist or a socialist, probably a communist. This is not for Georgia. And I just want to tell my people, don't be disappointed yet, because this race is far from over. But I'm going on Saturday night. I'll be in Georgia. We're going to have a tremendous crowd. They're looking for the right site. Probably we'd love to take one of the big stadiums, but you can't because of the COVID. So we'll have an outdoor form of probably an airport. Most likely it's an airport. They're looking for the biggest space. And we'll have, tens of thousands of people show up. But I think it's very important. And then I may go a second time, depending on how they're doing. I may go a second time. But they're two really good people.
Mr.
Yeah.
President,
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Mr. President, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden on December 14th, will you concede the election?
It's going to be a very hard thing to concede, because we know there was massive fraud. So as to whether or not I can get this apparatus moving this quickly, because time isn't on our side. Everything else is on our side. Facts are on our side. This was a massive fraud. This should never take place in this country. We're like a third world country. We have machines that nobody knows what the hell they're looking at. I mean, you take a look at all the mistakes they made. Look at even Georgia. Look at all the mistakes they made, and all that was is a simple you press a button. Look at Georgia. All the votes they found just by going. And I said they shouldn't even do it because it doesn't mean anything. They're doing a recount right now in Georgia that is meaningless. The only recount that matters in Georgia is to look at the signatures on the envelope, and you will find that those signatures do not match the people that were many of them, hundreds of thousands of them, hundreds of thousands, and I only lost by 12,000 votes. I didn't lose. I didn't even like to say I lose. I only, I guess we're 11 or 12,000 votes short. That's out of millions and millions of votes. They just got it over the line. And one of the things that happened, I did so well, and I was told this in 2 other states, that they didn't know what to do. They panicked. Take a look at their drops at 3 o'clock and 3:42 in the morning on certain states. They did drops where you're going along like this, and then you have a spike that goes up to the ceiling and down. It's disgraceful. We can't let that happen. And I will tell you, in Philadelphia, the Republicans, that State House Republicans, are very, very upset. And it's sort of appropriate because Philadelphia has become very activist. If you look at what's going on, they don't want that to happen to Pennsylvania, to the state of Pennsylvania. And it was, I don't even like to use, it was a rigged election.
But sir, just to be clear, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, will you concede?
Well, if they do, they made a mistake because this election was a fraud. Just so you understand, this election was a fraud. I mean, they have Biden beating Obama on Obama's vote in areas that mattered in terms of the election, in swing states. And yet he's losing to Obama all over the place. But he's beating Obama in swing states, which are the states that mattered for purposes of the election. So, no, I can't say that at all. I think it's a possibility. They're trying to, look, between you people, don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. All right, I'm going to go with another question. Go ahead.
So if the Electoral College does elect President-elect Joe Biden, are you not going to leave this building?
Just so you, certainly I will. Certainly I will. And you know that. But I think that there will be a lot of things happening between now and the 20th of January. A lot of things. Massive fraud has been found. We're like a third world country. We're using computer equipment that can be hacked. They talk about glitches. How many glitches did they find? So a glitch. Oh, gee, we had a glitch, 5,000 votes. In all cases, right? In all cases, the votes went from Trump to Biden. They didn't go from Biden. The glitches were never from Biden to Trump. So they had many glitches. And they said, oh, we had a glitch. A glitch is like the equipment is a little broken. We'll fix it up. No, a glitch is, in this case, we caught them cheating. We caught them stealing. We caught a fraudulent effort to get votes. And they said, oh, yes, it's true, there was, and there were many of them. But here's the problem. There were probably 10, 20, 30 times that didn't get caught. We just got lucky and caught numerous of them. But what that is very simple. If you look at the glitch means, right? It means, oh, we got caught with the votes. And now, let's just call it a glitch. It wasn't the machinery. And by the way, the machinery, if you look, just take a look anywhere on the internet, you will see many, many people where they're experimenting with this stupid machinery, where if you set it a certain way, the votes go from Trump to Biden. If you look at these counties, if you look at Arizona, where I was going to win very easily, I've had the biggest politicians in Arizona say there was no way you lost Arizona. There's no way I lost Pennsylvania with his anti-fuel and with his anti-fracking and all of the things that they stand against. There was no way. Now, Texas, you all said that I was going to lose Texas by a lot, 4 points. I won Texas by 8 or 9 points, right? I won it very easily. In Wisconsin, you all said I was going to lose, or the polls said, certain polls, Washington Post, ABC, said I was going to lose by 17 points. Think of how dishonest. I thought I was going to win it, and essentially I did win it. It's very, very close. It's very, very close. So we're going to win because they found, by the way, in Wisconsin, they have found massive discrepancy. Just so you understand, massive discrepancy. But they said I was going to lose by 17 points, and I won the state, okay? But it's very close. It shows very close. Whether you say win or lose, it shows very close. But when you look at the massive discrepancy that we'll be revealing, that's already been revealed. Everybody knows it. They just don't want to play it. Between big tech and the fake news media, you just put out like this little railroad trade. Now, I think it's not right that he's trying to pick a cabinet, but I can't imagine whether it's courts or legislatures, if you're going to catch hundreds of thousands of false ballots, and I'm talking in each state. And just so you understand, many, many more votes that we're talking about that we need. You understand? I'm not saying we caught 23 dead people, but we were short 20,000 votes. No, no. We have tens of thousands votes more than we need in all cases, okay? In all cases. So I think you're going to see something. I mean, I think it's going to be a very big story. Yeah, please.
Yes, Mr. President.
It's going to be not only a big story, it's the most important story of our time. Yes.
Yes, Mr. President. If Joe Biden takes over the White House on January 21st, will you announce a candidacy for 2024?
Well, no, I don't want to talk about 2024 yet.
Will you
because this is far
if and when
from being. Look. I and the people that work in this are very professional, and all of this stuff is coming. A lot of it came out. If you look at the Philadelphia meeting, if you look at the Pennsylvania meeting yesterday, a lot of it came out. This has a long way to go. This has a long way to go. You're going to find tremendous fraud. You're going to find fraud of hundreds of thousands of votes per state. You're going to find fraud of many, many times the votes that I need. Again, we're not talking about less votes where, 20 votes, but it doesn't turn the election. No, we're talking about thousands and thousands of votes beyond what we need to turn a state. When you see that, I think it's very hard even for the media to say that, Biden should win the state. And there's no way that Biden got 80 million votes. By the way, the only way he got 80 million votes is through a massive fraud. There's no way that he got 80 million votes.
Can you give us a timeline on when you're going to present this evidence of voter fraud you talked about?
Well, it's happening now. I mean, we're in courts. We're in courts, but we're also in front of legislatures, and we're doing very well in front of the states.
Mr. President, if you don't think that the presidential election was legitimate, if you think that it was stolen, what confidence do you expect voters in Georgia to have when they go to the polls to vote for, say, Loeffler or Perdue?
Well, I told them today, I think you're dealing in a very fraudulent system. I think I'm very worried about that. They are tremendous people. Kelly Loeffler, David Perdue are tremendous people. They should be in the United States Senate. They're desperately needed. But I told them today, I said, listen, you have a fraudulent system. You have a system where the flick of a switch or the putting in of a new chip can change the course of history. And you have to be very careful. I read this morning where Stacey Abrams has 850,000 ballots accumulated. Now, that's called harvesting. You're not allowed to harvest, but I understand the Secretary of State, who is really, he's an enemy of the people. The Secretary of State, and whether he's Republican or not, this man, what he's done, supposedly he made a deal, and you'll have to check this, where she's allowed to harvest, but in other areas they're not allowed. What kind of a deal is that? They're not allowed to harvest during the presidential. But how can she say she has 850,000 ballots? That would mean that she's got 850,000 ballots for her. That's not supposed to be happening. That's not an election. An election should be a one-day deal. You walk in and you vote. And if you can't do it, if for some reason you're not feeling well or there's a problem, but what they did is they used COVID in order to defraud the people of this country. And the whole world is watching. And the whole world is laughing at our electoral process. The whole world is watching. And it's a very sad thing. Very sad thing. And you know what? I've done a lot of things. You just saw Space Force, and you've seen the tax cuts and the regulation cuts and the way we've taken care of the vets and what we've done with Anwar and Alaska and all the different things we've done, more than just about anybody's done, and even though it's 4 years. There are those that say what I'm doing right now is the single most important thing I've ever done. and I think it may be true. It may be true. The vaccines, and by the way, don't let Joe Biden take credit for the vaccines. If Joe Biden, Joe Biden failed with the swine flu, H1N1, totally failed with the swine flu. Don't let him take credit for the vaccines, because the vaccines were me, and I pushed people harder than they've ever been pushed before. And we got that approved and through, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. And you got a big resistance in the FDA from years and years of people working there for years and years, different administrations. But the vaccines there are those that say it's one of the greatest things. It's a medical miracle. Don't let anyone try and take credit for it. But with all of the things I've done, this could be the most important, because there's been voter fraud going on, but never at this scale. Tens of millions of ballots have been sent out to people that didn't even want them. Many people, and I know you've heard, many people have received 2, 3, and 4 ballots. And many people have taken those 2, 3, and 4 ballots and they voted them. This election was a fraud. It was a rigged election. I mean, I hate to say it, but this was a rigged, at the highest level, it was a rigged election. So we have to figure it out. And yes, I think it's very dangerous for the 2 people that are running against 2 totally unqualified people. And I think it's very dangerous for our nation. And I'll go a step further. I said today, other than the fact that you have all of the eyes and ears, but the media doesn't cover it properly, because the media would, if they saw something wrong, I'm convinced the media would not report it, because you have many things that are wrong and you don't report. But if the media was honest in this country, which, for the most part they're not, this would never have happened. This has taken place. This fraud has taken place. If the media were honest, this would never, ever have happened. But you have a big election coming up. You have a woman or somebody announced 850,000 absentee ballots have already been collected. 850. And I told David Perdue today, and I told Kelly yesterday, I said, they're talking about having collected already 800,000 ballots against you. You can't do that. You can't do that. What kind of a race is that? You can't allow that to happen. And I'm serious, if the media were honest and if big tech were honest, which it's totally not, it's a terrible thing. That whole Section 230 is a disgrace that they even have it. But big tech is totally dishonest. If the media were honest and big tech was fair, this wouldn't even be a contest. And I would have won by a tremendous amount. And I did win by a tremendous amount, but it hasn't been reported yet. But people understand what's happened. They know what happened. Yes, let's go.
Of course, it is tradition.
Say it.
You know that it's tradition for previous presidents to go to the next president's inauguration. So will you attend?
I don't want to say that yet. I mean, I know the answer. I'll be honest, I know the answer, but I just don't want to say it yet. Look, a thing like this possibly has never happened before, but maybe people just didn't catch it. But we've caught it. We've caught hundreds of thousands of votes.
If I may,
Listen, excuse me. When they don't allow a poll watcher, which is a sacred person in our country, people don't know what a poll watcher is. A poll watcher it's considered sacred in our country. When they throw them out of rooms.
But that's not true. They didn't do
Sure it is. And when they put them in pens.
Your attorneys admitted.
Excuse me. No, they didn't. My attorneys did not admit anything. And it's all different places. But where they throw them out of counting rooms, where they put them in what's called pens, and they're 20, 30, 40 feet away, and in some cases 200 feet away. When things like that happen, when a woman walks in on November 3rd to vote, a proud woman, and this is by the thousands, tens of thousands, and she said, I'm here to vote. And they said, you've already voted, ma'am, I'm sorry. No, I didn't vote. I wanted to vote on November 3rd. I want to cast my vote in person. I'm sorry, ma'am, you've already voted. You voted by ballot. And then they leave. This is a horrible thing. And we have tens of thousands of that happening. This is a horrible thing. They gave Biden a lot of votes that he would never have gotten. This is not a candidate that could get 80 million votes. This is just not a candidate. This is not a candidate that beat Barack Hussein Obama with the black voter. Okay, this is not a candidate that beat Obama with the black voter. This is not a candidate that beat Hillary Clinton to a pulp. It just doesn't work that way. But when you look at the number, when you look at the data, And when you look at the things we have affidavits from hundreds and hundreds of people. This election was a rigged election. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much.